What's going on, Nikki Surreal? Thanks a lot, you guys, for subscribing. And if you're watching this and you haven't, could you do me a favor and just click subscribe? I won't ask you for too much, but that subscribe would really help me out. Thanks a lot. Today I just wanted to handle another viewer request. I try to handle those as I get them because it just means a lot to me that you guys are participating. So thank you. This viewer, she wanted me to discuss what I thought is the reason people jump from relationship to relationship with no breaks. And I love to talk about this one. I've got experience. I've had it done to me, and I know tons of people it's been done to them, and I think I got a pretty good handle on it. So, for me personally, I only see one potential way for this to be not problematic, and that is if it was because an amicable relationship has ended, and so there was knowledge that there would be pursuant of another relationship. A totally amicable situation. But it doesn't mean that I think it's 100% right either. But that would just be the one case where I wouldn't view the person doing it as problematic. Everyone else, though, they're the problem. They're just the problem. Because you got to think about it. If it's not an amicable breakup, chances are the other person of the relationship had no idea that their partner was initiating new contacts with a new person with full intention of entering another relationship. That's low vibration, that's tacky, that's opportunistic, that's super selfish, and it's a tad narcissistic. So if you're hitting a whole bunch of other behavior patterns and someone calls you narcissistic, you probably are, because that's gross. And if you're not narcissistic doing this to someone, then you're probably a homosexual, especially if it's a move-in relationship. Because, in case you're new here, homosexuals literally enter relationships for the sole purpose to have a place to stay. And a lot of times you can identify them because they'll be staying at random places or family members' houses. They never have their own. Or they're fresh out of divorces or fresh out of breakups. Pay attention to those red flags, ladies. Don't say I didn't warn you. But yeah, those are usually the only two major players in that game. But you can occasionally just get a random cheater all up in the mix, and he cheats from one and goes to the next. In either of those scenarios, other than the amicable relationship that is, you're not going to have a happy union with that person. However they did their last relationship, they did the one before and the one before that. So you can bet your sweet pooty cake you're going to get done that way too. And they get a little more powerful with it the longer they get away with it. And understand, they'll be really good at getting you to believe that they got love for you and you can count on them, and they're just these poor innocent little needing your healing victims because their last relationship was just so much. She was so crazy, she did so much. And women can do this too. I'm just addressing men because hello, I'm a lady, but women are definitely able to do these things too. But they just really manipulate the situation. So I can't value or respect people who willingly and knowingly jump from relationship to relationship. As a healing person, it just doesn't make sense to me to jump from relationship to relationship. You're not taking the necessary time to be by yourself. When you bounce from relationship to relationship, if you're not falling into those previously mentioned categories, then it can only either be you just simply don't know what love is, or you can't tolerate being by yourself. That means you don't know yourself that well, or that means that you have this inflated sense of self that you think that you don't need any improvement, that, there's no change in your choices that you need to be worried about. You just need to go jump on another horse there. That's problematic. That's very problematic. Doesn't matter, how highly attuned you are to yourself. You always need that air it out time. And if for no other reason, to literally air it out. The way that a lot of you jump from relationship to relationship, I equate it to renting a hotel room that still has the dirty sheets on it from the last occupant. And there's a lot of fluids on them sheets. That's gross. Give it a minute. I don't know. I feel like the entire situation is just problematic. You have to be able to take time to reflect. You have to take time to readjust your choices and your plan on how you make your choices. That's the only way to guarantee that you don't keep slapping turds to the wall to see what sticks. No. Instead, craft yourself into what it is you should be and need to be in order to attract whatever is attached to the expectations that you have and the preferences that you have. Because I'm not even going to start that train of you shouldn't have this preference and you got to do this and high value that and low value that, because that's just ignorance. That's I haven't lived my life speech. Because frankly, anybody can find anybody that they want. It might take a while. They might have to travel the globe. But there's literally someone to fit everybody. So really, who are we to say what they should and shouldn't want? They may be lonely for a long time. They may be sad and depressed for a long time. But if they put their chest out and their feet into it, they'll come into it. Okay? So I'm not going to waste my energy with that. I will just say I feel like it's a problematic thing to jump from person to person without taking that time for yourself, healing whatever might need to be healed, changing whatever thought processes or beliefs that might need to be tweaked, just for your own longevity and for your own mental health and, for nothing else. Just releasing some energies first. Just saying walk around with a collection of graveyard in there. Give it a minute. And I think that's pretty much it for, that subject. I mean, I don't want to say no one deserves to, find the love of their life. I mean, you never know what those relationships are. I'm just simply saying if those were really meant to be for you, they could give you the time to pause for the cause. Make sure you don't bring any baggage from that relationship to this relationship. Simple stuff, you guys. Simple stuff. Well, hope this helps. If you got any other ideas or reasons where you think this would not be problematic, or heck, any stories would be cool to hear, let me know. Alright, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for watching. Again, consider subscribing. Pretty please. Thanks a lot, guys.